Relief could be on the way for some local families as Congress moves to abolish seclusion in schools.
Both the House and Senate have introduced the Keeping All Students Safe Act, which would end seclusion and limit how schools can restrain students.
Local parents and advocates tell Valley News Team's education reporter Veronica Marshall it's a step in the right direction.
He ran into one of the boys he was in the Agassi program with. He asked if he was okay, if he was safe, and if he was feeling better now.
Ashley Hopdahl's 9-year-old son is in therapy for PTSD after being secluded and restrained at school more than 50 times in a 4-month period.
He didn't want to be at school. It wasn't a safe, fun place for him where he got to learn and hang out with friends. It was a dangerous place to him. It was a place where people hurt him.
She doesn't know if her son will feel safe at school again, but there is new hope for other children. Congress has introduced the Keeping All Students Safe Act, which prohibits schools from putting children in seclusion rooms and limits how and when they can use restraints.
Kids die every year from seclusion and restraint in our country, and that's pretty sad.
According to the Council for Children with Behavioral Disorders, seclusion and restraints can cause children significant psychological damage, physical injury, or death, and there is little evidence that the practice is effective in changing student behavior. Child protection advocates say the legislation could have a big impact in North Dakota, where there aren't any statewide policies for seclusion and restraint.
They can't force anybody to put it in their statute, but we're certainly going to use it. Those of us that are in education and special education and child protection are certainly going to say, look, here's a federal act. It says you can't do that.
While it may be too late for Hopdahl's family, she hopes the law will go into effect and protect other families from sharing her experience.
Every time you have to seclude or restrain a child, you've failed. You've failed that child, you've failed your staff, you've failed that school, you've failed the other students in that room because of the damaging effects that it has.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
When asked about the Keep All Students Safe Act, Kirsten Baszler, North Dakota's Superintendent of Public Instruction, says this issue is regulated by states, and my instinct is that states should lead on this issue and not have something imposed by the federal government.